I found this weird rock up in the mountains. When I held it in my hands, I noticed it was like alive. It kept changing shape. But here's the creepy part. It was exactly 98.6 Bel, same temperature as a human body. That's when I knew I'd found something huge. Never seen anything like this in Russia before. I knew this thing had to be worth a fortune. To confirm what I was thinking, I quickly took some photos of the rock and sent them to an expert, asked him to give me a price estimate, but right then, my dad called out of nowhere with some devastating news. Turns out my sister has stage 4 cancer. Dad can't afford the treatment. He's thinking about giving up. When I heard that, I told him to wait for me, because once I sell this rock I found, we'll have the money. So I rushed straight to the airport with the rock, ready to fly home and save my sister. Little did I know, I was about to face a life or death situation. When our plane got near these snowy mountains, the pilot suddenly spotted a huge flock of birds blocking our path. He tried his best to avoid them, but what we never expected was, the birds actually flew straight at us. All the warning lights started flashing, and we completely lost control. Watching the plane dive straight down, the pilot fought with the controls, trying to minimize the crash impact. Thankfully, I woke up with just some cuts and bruises, but sadly, the pilot's stomach got torn open by something sharp. To survive, I got out and started yelling for help. No matter how loud I screamed, in this empty wilderness, no one answered back. So I went back to try the radio, but the radio was completely dead, with no other choice. I pulled out my compass and map to figure out where we were. When I realized the nearest road was 30 miles away, I felt completely hopeless. It's freezing cold winter right now. Carrying an injured pilot on foot would be a death sentence. So I grabbed some boxes from the plane and set them on fire with my lighter, hoping someone would see the smoke. But in this empty mountain forest, who would even live out here? Obviously, we crashed in the middle of nowhere. What made it worse? The next morning, I found the pilot had died. He wasn't breathing anymore. When I heard wolves howling nearby, I knew I had to get out of there fast. To stay alive, I had to save myself. I gathered whatever supplies I could find and found a gun next to the pilot. With the gun, I wasn't scared anymore. Now I just needed to walk 30 miles south to reach that highway. Then I'd definitely get rescued. I hadn't gone very far when I suddenly heard radio sounds coming from the plane, so I quickly ran back. The sound was from the pilot's portable radio. I wanted to call for help, but the radio died on me. Luckily, I knew where the backup power was, so I charged up the radio, looking at this weird rock I found. I believed that once I sold it, I could save my sister's life. An hour passed quickly. When the radio was charged, I switched to the emergency channel and desperately called for help. The next second, someone actually answered back, but unfortunately,